Hello and welcome to another quick look. This time I'm taking a look at the Anno 1404 and its expansion Venice. So Anno series is well known for being a really complex city builder. Key thing about the Anno series is that is the production chains. So for example, you produce lumber by cutting trees, then you produce something out of the lumber, and you produce something out of the material you make of those. Then you have to have another production chain building other things, then you combine those to make even further refined items, and then just use those for new things. So the complexity comes from the production chain and how to set up them well enough, and well, just to get enough and then transport it between your islands and stuff like that. So it might be a bit difficult to see on this resolution. The text is quite small in this menu here, but the game has a campaign, scenarios, and free-to-play mode. Scenarios are fairly fun, one-shot type of deals in here.
Take care of your
and they have some specific goal. And campaign is a series of continuous missions with a storyline, and you go from place to another, and it kind of starts with a small amount of buildings, then you get some more buildings, unlock new things, and you unlock new things, so it kind of introduces you slowly into new things and more complexity. Personally, I'm not a big fan of the campaign or the scenarios in any of the Anno games. I really like the sandbox free build mode much more. Anno series also is just not a city building, it also has an aspect of combat in all of the games, and personally I think the combat is not so good. It's actually very bad in my opinion, and I prefer leaving out the combat totally and just going for the min-maxing my dream city, and sandbox is really good for that. But some people do enjoy the combat part as well. It's not very great RTS or anything like that, but it is there for those who want it. So let's pop into the this sandbox mode here. I wonder if it was scenario, which you do. No, it's not the scenario, and it was not the campaign. Oh, it's the continuous game.
Anchor to set out on a new adventure.
So you can go easy game, medium game, and hard game.
All the challenges a huge world has to offer. Anchor to set out on a new adventure.
So you can also basically adjust the settings yourself to be how you like them to be. So you can select computer players. So this is the place where you select enemies if you want to fight them. You can leave them out as well in this game, so you don't have to have enemies to take space, and you can just focus on doing what you want yourself. So I'm gonna leave these out. You can select these personalities from here. Most of these you find in the campaign, and if you play the campaign first, you know how kind of they act, and they have their own personalities and what they do against you. But for now, I'm gonna leave them out. Actually, it seems I'm clicking everywhere now. So let's go here, adjust the settings. So I'm gonna skip on the computer players. Then you can set Corsairs. These are basically just random pirates that wander around. That part of the combat I actually kinda enjoy, and I'm just gonna put some weak ones there. And there is also a diplomacy setting here if you have computer players, so you can be peace, trade, and alliance already. So let's skip on that, then go next one. Here's the map size, so you can go from small to huge up here. Island sizes, fertilities, island difficulties, raw materials, natural powers. So there's these single buildings on different islands that can give you trade and do all kinds of things if you have natural powers. And you can also go for a random map, so I'm gonna go just type a number there, a seed, that's good. And we'll go for the next one. So this is the refund construction cost. So these are just difficulty settings. Do you want disasters, fires, plagues, thunderstorms, quests, sandstorms, and tornadoes? So quests are also in the game, and you are told to do something and you get some reward from that. It's usually pick up people from sunken ship, find some people, build some certain thing, or trade for something in some place. They're quite nice addition to not just building the city, but you also get these random events every now and then. And this refund cost is also when you cancel buildings or demolish buildings, so you can have it off, so you lose all the materials if you demolish the building, half or full. I like the full, so I can change around things if I need to. You can probably see that I like the free building with some nice and relaxing options, so that I can just focus on my city and managing that on relaxing mode. But anyways, so this is the start condition, so you can see what you are starting with. Warehouse full of storage, full warehouse, warehouse, flagship, flagship with escort, and flagship with armada. So these three options give you initial location where you start and how much stuff you have there. These options give you ships at the start. Instead of having a fixed location where you start, you have a flagship and materials where you wanna, which you can use to settle wherever you feel like doing it. So this one is quite nice option in that regard, and it also changed the difficulty a bit. So there's wood, tools, and fish on that. We could go with more ships as well, but I don't care about those. Anno is earned through quests, and Anno is used to buy special upgrades for your islands. I'm gonna start with none. I have no starting items. You can buy also items. Rebuild map, so you can see the map immediately. Instead, there, if you go off, it's a fog of war, and you have to find out with your boats and your starting money as well. So let's go with those options and in here. And this is the winning condition. So you can select a winning condition here if you want. So, for example, build Imperial Cathedral or Mosque or both of them, or whatever you want. I kinda like not having the winning condition, and I'll just play until I'm satisfied, and that's the winning condition for myself. Let's start the game here and let this generate us the map. The game has really amazing music. It really feels amazing when you play the game and hear this nice music on the background. I have it a bit low at the moment, so it doesn't bother my talking, but if you're playing the game alone, I highly recommend pumping up the volume and just listening to this amazing, really well themed music for the game. So in this game, you don't have like a single landmass. Anno series has been well known for being just focused on the islands. This one has islands. The new 2070 has islands. The older ones have islands. So it's pretty much island city simulator. It kind of tries to focus you landing to the new land and trying to settle in there. And I'm sure the series keeps on going with just focus on different islands. And big thing is focusing on one island and then another island and making trade between those. The islands are totally separate, so populations are separate, their materials are separate, so you need to transfer them between the islands constantly. And it is usually a good idea to find a really good weak island and make your capital basically in there, and then you just feed materials from islands to another, and then eventually feed the necessary end result that you need in the main city and just throw it there. Come on, finish the witch's makeup and forecasting the weather. So here we have a huge map generated. We could have probably gone a bit smaller for this one, but I definitely like playing as big map as possible to have as much stuff in there as possible as well. Come on, just an inch there, loading time. Come on, can we already try the game, please? There we go. Set sail. So here we are in Kingsport.
Take this ship, claim new land, and establish a city more magnificent than anyone has ever seen before.
So Kingsport is pretty much always in there on this middle island here, and it's your main trading partner at the start. It's the king and their country.
How are things?
So they have their own stuff in there. And big thing about Anno series, which I really like as well, is the small details and how the game looks. This is already a some years old game, but just how amazing does the city look when you scroll in and zoom really close. and check out things. You can see the population moving around, doing their own things, and you can scroll this around as you wish. You can zoom out, and it's really nice. I just love looking at great cities when I actually get them done myself. I have to say, Anno series have, especially this game and the new one, are possibly the best looking city builders I've ever seen. But anyways, let's grab the boat here, Santa Maria, and we can send the boat sailing here. And I'm gonna try to find us a new home. So this boat
you have sighted new land.
Thank you. So we have some wood and tools and fish in here. So we have initial building materials. So let's look if this island looks nice. We can see there's a coal deposit here. And there's a... Is this stone? Yes. This island actually looks pretty good. A lot of space, a lot of building materials. So I guess we are settling here. I think we might wanna... Yeah, let's settle up into this coast here. Actually, let's go around the island. I wanna have a port near here. It's kinda nice and close range there, so I can quickly trade there. Eventually, when I've spread to the city here, sorry, to the island here, I want to have a port on this side as well and this side, so that it's easier to trade with whoever happens to be on the sides here. I mean, my cities or neutral factions, or if you are using AI players, with those as well. But of course there are gonna be additional places to defend. So when you look at the islands here, you can see that up here is this name of the island. It's uninhabited at the moment. If we build a city there, it's gonna be our city name there. And you can also see the materials what the island produces. So each island can have only 4 different things you can cultivate there, plus the materials that are in the iron and stone and all of that. There may be rivers and stuff as well that you can use, but this one does only have a stone, iron, and a bit of coal. Plus these 3 up here, so that's cider, hemp, and grain. Plus 1 that's not used at the moment. So they always have 3 that are immediately unlocked, and the last 4th one is up to you. Like I said in the earlier in the video, the Anno can buy you upgrades to the islands, and that is one of the upgrades you can buy. So you can add a new plant to your island, and sometimes it's nice to add for example, if this didn't have a grain would be really nice to add it on this island. Or if you make a production center on one island, you want to add something that you want to produce there, and maybe combine with some other stuff to make some other produce and then move it into your other island. But anyways, let's get a city going on. So you click up here, build a warehouse. So this is your initial port here, so you plop it down around this square here, and you can see this white ring around this building, which is your building range from the warehouse, and also how far the warehouse moves goods and gets goods from. All the warehouses on an island are linked, so you don't have to worry about having roads or anything. They can be wherever on the island, and the island will use the produce from those, but they will need a range if you are moving stuff into them. But anyways, so now we have a warehouse here, and all the goods from the island boat were pushed in there. I'm gonna send you, actually just put it there. Good thing would be to just scout ahead with this boat, but let's get this thing going first. So this is our nice location here, and here is your building options. You can also press right click to open this menu, and you can actually drag things into here. So you have a road and a small market building there at start, and peasant houses. But you could also say push these lumberjacks in there. So it shows you this square thing here, and you can just plop down a new building in there. So you can easily, quickly make these buildings from this menu when you need them. You may have also noticed that there was a menu down here, so you can plop them down here as well if you need to use this menu to build them. So there we go. And this can be changed at any point of the game. So we are losing money because we don't have anything going on at the moment. So let's make a road in here. Roads are totally free, pretty much. Well, they cost a bit of money, but You can just plop down the road there, cost me a bit of money. You can see that this is the building range again for me. And let's get another road from this corner all the way there. Alright, and next we are gonna build is it marketplace? Yes, marketplace. So this is the center of the town, and there was probably a way to rotate this, but I don't remember. It's the middle mouse button. So this one increases your building range, so you could plop it wherever you want really, as long as it's connected to the other building range. So this is the marketplace, also the harbors building range. As long as these connect to each other, you can plop it down, and you can increase your building range this way. There's also other buildings that do this, but you don't want to do it like this and leave just a small gap where you can build there, and then you have this corner here where you can build anything. So you kind of want to have them we're fairly close anyways to cover all the small spots. If you leave like one tile in there, you cannot use that tile at all, and then you need another building in there. Actually, I might want to put it just in the middle here, so I can build a lot of housing in here. So let's put it there, and I'm gonna put a road in there, and a road in there, and road around it as well. And let's connect it to this one as well. And then you want to build houses. Houses are really important. So peasant houses, and I'm just gonna build a row of houses here. I actually made a space error in there. Actually made a lot of errors in there. Oh well. Well, I can dismantle those easily, so let's quickly demolish those, and I'll actually move the road as well. I want the road to go from here to here, actually, and then plop down those houses. Houses need to be next to a road always, because population needs to move. And these got some wood. We have only 12 wood now, so you want to build some wood cutters to get some well, initial materials for you. These need trees around them, so you kind of want to put them where there is some trees, and not too close to each other, because, well, that removes the trees and there is nothing to cut down then. I'll put 2 in there for now, and let's put 2 in here as well. There we go. They will grow some trees around them. As you can see, there is the effectivity, 96% at the moment, and they produce lumber for you, and they move it around. Then let's see, what can we do next? We probably need to increase our population. So population is needed to improve your city. You need certain amount of certain type of people to improve your house city. Currently we have 10 peasant houses, and I think this is, yes, 30 out of 80 peasants live in Cold 4. So I guess we need just a bit more housing. There is never too much housing basically in your main island, because you want as much housing as possible to make as much money as possible. Now we are out of wood. That's okay. But when you start upgrading the houses, so you can see here the peasant houses need food and they need a company.
It won't be long.
They also need
I can
drinks
buy that field
and
behind
faith.
my house instead of just leasing it.
Yes. So when you get the drinks and faith and all the needs completed, this house is ready to be upgraded, and it upgrades immediately if you allow them to do it. You can also ban them from expanding by this releasing ascension rights, so you can block it. So I'm denying it now for now, so that they don't expand on their own, because it wastes materials, and you might end up in a situation where there is too many houses and you don't have enough of the required materials, and that makes the other buildings downgrade, because you actually don't have the necessary materials anymore to feed all of them. So we unlocked, thanks to having enough new things here, we unlocked a new building. You can actually see in these: chapel, 80 peasants, village fountain, 80 peasants, and small warehouse, only 1 per island. So this is the warehouse here. You can do these small market buildings, which also expand your building range. And
Your
these
settlement is continuing to grow.
and these are all used to store goods as well.
Well done. The progress in your town is practically unstoppable.
So let's put one in this side of town to cover the mines on this side, and also to expand my building range in here, so that in future... Oops, that's a wonky road. Oh well, it's a wonky road for now. So now I actually can build these cider farms here, if I actually had wood. I'm gonna wait for a second while these woodcutters get the job and get some wood for me. And you can see the woodcutters moving their stuff into the warehouse there. So they should net me a couple wood when it's there. So you can see them running around. You can upgrade the roads later on to move them quicker as well. And these guys are moving stuff into the storehouse there as well. We also need to build fisheries, which I'll kind of always forget to do because that's our initial food production. And then I'm just, oh shit, I forgot to make the fisheries, and then my people starve. So I'm gonna plop down a couple fisheries here. Just have a fishing fleet going from there. And there we go. It's another wonky road, but it's fine. So these guys will send fishing boats around to get some fish. So now we don't starve to death, which is always a good thing to have some food. And now I need to wait a bit more for the cider farms. I may want to produce more lumberjacks because wood is very, very needed. And like here would be ample place for a lot of wood cutting. But eventually I probably want to move them away from here and just use this space for even more housing. And for example, just go there and find a new island and just grow the trees in there and just have them transported from there to somewhere else. There's an island. So now we can do a cider farm. So cider farm is actually the first real new production building we are doing. The lumberjacks are not really doing much, or the fisheries, you just plop them down. This is the key thing about Anno series when you build things. So let me put down this cider here. And it may actually take a couple tries. So just this building here does nothing. Anno series has these central buildings on production farms and buildings and all those things, and you need to actually plop down the farms as well. If I can actually remember how to do that. Here, create fields. So you need to create fields, and they need to be in this range around the building. I need to fit all 4 of these around it to have maximum production. So actually I may want to move this building around, and this is why I also like having the free material refund if I place things in the wrong place. So move that there. There goes one farm. When you place these, they only have to kind of fit there. Like this one can be fit outside the limit. So one in there, and I think we cannot put 2 in there. So I'm gonna put 1 in there, and I'm gonna put another 1 in there. So there we go. There's my cider farm, and I'm gonna build another one next to it. Right there, because now I can put another in there and this one in there. And how were those placed? I placed those like that to maximize the usage. So now both of them have 4 farms there and kind of symmetrically fit this space. A lot of people have made ideal placement guides for buildings, houses, city centers, and all these production buildings online. So if you really want to min-max your space, you might want to take a look at those, but I kind of like to place them as I go and on my own. So now we have some cider being produced, which means these guys will soon get some
Remember,
drinks.
if you need anything,
Go away. And so we have fish coming, we have cider coming, we have lumber coming, and we have all the basic needs. So we could build more houses now, or we could build the chapel. So chapel is a building you need to have around your housing, and it has a range as well. And all the buildings in this range will get the chapel bonus or fate bonus on them. So I need to wait for 12 wood to build that, and have all the necessities for these guys filled. How is these guys going? Haven't produced any yet. They are at 100% at the moment. There is ways to get over 100%. For example, you could place more fields for this guy. I'm not sure if it helped to get over 100% on these guys, but you can get over there. There's things that improve that, especially in not this game, but in Anno 2070, which is also a really good Anno game. So let me just one more wood. Often you end up in a situation where you have to wait for some more materials. Let me actually go find an island so I can explain about that as well. So you have this village coming up here. Come on. I'm gonna destroy one of the buildings. So, sorry you guys, but church needs your lumber. And I'll place the building about there.
Land sighted.
There we go. So another type of island. So the game has two types of islands. These foresty, western kind of looking islands, and these kind of tropical sand dune islands. And you actually build different type of buildings in here.
Building on an island.
We actually found one of the traders as well. So you can bring dates and milk to these guys to get some extra trade from them. They require specific materials. But I was explaining that in these islands you build these like western style houses, and in these you kind of do this Middle Eastern type of buildings, and they have all their own requirements and what they produce. And to reach the highest tier on both of these, you need to work both of them and send materials between them so that you get the highest end materials for your guys, and to get these maximum level houses. So now that we have the cider fulfilled, you don't need to fill it fully, just at least there's some satisfaction, and the fate is fully filled. You can see these arrows popping on top of them because I denied them the ascension rights. Otherwise they would be doing it on their own. So I can go here and now I can grant them ascension rights.
Are now also living in your city.
So you can upgrade your buildings here, and
you have a true knack for running.
And there is a certain ratio of people living in your houses that you need to have. So you cannot just have nobles everywhere. You need to have a bit of common rabble as well, peasants and anyways. So you need to have a lower level housing, then higher level housing, then more higher level housing, and you need to start from the bottom and add your kind of pyramid from there. So it cannot be just all high nobles. It has to be big enough peasant population to support the higher ranks. But getting more higher level housing and higher level population and more population unlocks you more things. And like this unlocked me now a totally different tab here, which unlocked me more things. And this is how you progress through the game, through the Tech 3. I'm gonna plop down some more houses here quickly. There we go, and I'll make a road here. You wanna make houses in a big clusters so that you can easily reach them with more, at least most of them, with your necessary needs. For the peasant houses, you don't actually need to fill these because you're never gonna upgrade them. So I'm gonna only upgrade these guys living in this area, and these guys on the outskirts here will be without the church, at least for now. So that's that very much. And here's the attainments. With the honor we earned from building the house, we can increase things. So this trader would offer me more things by getting these in there. Well, let's see, what did we unlock? So we can now make hemp plantations, and we can make weaver's hut, and we can make stonemason's hut, and we can make cobblestone streets. So with this we could get some hemp farms going to get the materials to make the clothing, as these guys need clothing, and they need also amusement later on. And we also need some more food. I think our food is actually kind of low at the moment because it's not being moved for some reason. Sometimes they kind of don't like to move things. But anyways, so we could also make the stone mason to get the stone buildings going. And I could have it here. Is this stone? That's iron, iron. Where is there a stone? Iron. Here is the stone deposit. So I need to expand all the way here to get the stone. So I could plop down a couple of these small market buildings to get to there. Because currently my range is over there. And I can just kind of bunny hop with these buildings. Build these around here just to get there. So now my range is all the way expanded over there. You can actually better see it this way. So you can just kind of fill your island by adding these and get the whole building area. And as I said, these don't need to connect. These kind of teleport the goods around as needed on the island. On different islands you need to move them between your islands, but on this one it's just fine like this. And now we have the stone in here. So I need to make a...
short on tools?
Sorry. I'm working on that. I'm actually short on tools, so I cannot make that. So initially you don't have your tool production or anything. You need to go and trade with the neighbors and get the materials from there. But anyways, that's pretty much the basics of the game. I'll quickly load and show you one of my bigger cities. If I can actually remember where to pull that menu. Because it's not escape. I'm actually quite sure it was the escape. Well, anyways. Let's try. This is the routing where it route your boats, cities, fleets, quest log, archive. No, not that. Actually, yes. Quick load. Screenshot, pause. It's been a while. Oh yeah, of course it's the option, right? So load up the game. Let's see. Let's take a look at this city here. It may take a while for loading because it's a big city, but it should be fine. This should be one of my earlier playthroughs where I made a pretty massive city, and I can show you much better this way the later stage of the game, where you have all these production chains, trading going, transferring goods, having all the higher level buildings and all that. I hope this is a good save. I've played the game quite a lot and I have a lot of saves, so I'm not sure which one is which. It's been also a while since I played last time, but I've been more focused on the Anno 2070 myself. I really like the 2070 game. Oh, this is really good. So this is one of my bigger cities here. So you can see I have some mass fishing going on here. And this is my port here. So you can build these nice edges. You can have walls. These are part of the defensive and combat part of the game. But I mainly made them for the looks because I have that disabled on myself on my game. I have some boats here. There's some docks buildings here. So you can see this is my housing here. There's a lot of that housing. Just rows and rows of buildings, higher level housing. There's happy patricians living in there. All kinds of buildings in the middle here. And big catted churches here as well. And as you can see, this island is mostly just housing in the middle here, plus the fishing on the sides. Here's my massive cider production for these guys to drink. And I also have some free space up there, and this is where I produce my charcoal burners and wood for those guys, so they can chop the forest here and make some charcoal to be used. And I have some other islands around here, like this is my farming island up here. So there's a lot of crop fields going on here, some herbs and all kinds of stuff. I think there's also mills in here that make paper, and I think I had windmills as well. Yeah, there's windmills up here, so they are producing a flour out of the grain there. And do we have a... yeah, we have some breweries, so they are making alcohol from the beer with herbs and grain. And I'm sure we had bakeries. They might not be on this island though. So I'm having a production change on this island, and this port here then transports those away from this island. And we have a lot of these. Pretty much all of these islands are starting to be used.
Has been disrupted.
But I should also have a... Should I... Yes, I do. So this is one of the more Middle Eastern looking islands. I'm sure I have a bigger island somewhere. Or this may not be that playthrough. Oh well, I don't seem to have... Which one was that? Well, here's one other island as well. There. You can see that the buildings look totally different on these islands, and they produce totally different things. Like these guys are producing spices, and you need spices on the other islands as well. Big thing about these guys is that, well, the sand is not very farmable, so you need to build these norias that add water, and around them the land turns green. And actually here we have run out of water, and we need to actually get some water in there by paying some money. So there we go, 1000 gold in there, and it should now produce some water and spread it in here, and these farms should start producing again. They cannot produce if there is no green. You can see the green immediately starting to spread there. So that's a big difference between the two different types of buildings you can have. I don't really have high level on these guys. Just a little bit of dates and spices coming there. They are probably needed in my main island, actually. These guys probably need some of those. But anyways, so that's pretty much the game. So this is a really nice and really good city builder, where you just have this massive production change going on, and then transport, trading, and just making these really nice villages, houses, towns, and all things. I highly recommend the game. I also highly recommend the other games in this series, especially the Anno 2070. It's really good. It's not kind of medieval themed. It's more to the future, as the year kind of 2070 tells you. But it is very good. It is also the newest in the series, so I highly recommend checking out that as well. But as always, thanks for watching this quick look, and take a look at the other quick looks, my Steam curator page, and also check out my Twitter, Steam, and all the other stuff I'm producing as well below this video. But I'll see you guys next time on the next quick look. So see ya.